Hi, welcome to my channel, Zen and Fit. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. Please hit the like and subscribe button because this actually helps to support the content on my channel. So before jumping in, I do want to give a disclaimer. My channel is not intended to provide any direct mental health services. If you are in need of mental health treatment, I recommend connecting to a licensed therapist. So today I wanted to actually talk about the frustrations that a lot of people have been experiencing in regards to their finances and just, overall where they're at in life, feeling stuck. So you may have noticed that while watching some of your news media outlets, how the news has been talking about the high cost of living and how a lot of people are struggling, living from paycheck to paycheck basically. Because there was a time in life where, people could work a full-time job and be able to at least sustain. But it seems like nowadays there's so many people who are having to take on a second and even a third job or take on some kind of contract work, whether it's like working for Uber or doing something else, to meet their basic needs, to try to sustain with this high cost of living. Although there's been increases in wages all across the US in different industries, it appears that even though there's been these wage increases, it hasn't been keeping up with the living expenses. I'm sure some of you are even aware or maybe even personally experiencing that. Like you may have gotten an increase at your job, wherever you're working, but it's not keeping up with your housing expenses and food and utilities and other things like that. This doesn't mean that there are not any outliers. And what I mean by this is that there are some people who are doing financially well in this market and are completely comfortable with their compensations, whether they're working a 9-to-5 job or they have their own business. But what I'm saying overall, for the vast majority of people, there's been a financial struggle to meet their basic needs. When I was actually watching a YouTube video from a blogger, they had mentioned how the rents in Atlanta have gone up so drastically that there's a lot of individuals having to get roommates or live with family members or figure out their living situation because they cannot afford the rent in Atlanta, in certain areas of Atlanta. So there are times when dealing with financial strains, we may engage in self-blame, that it's somehow our fault that we're struggling to survive, when in reality, there can be other factors at play that we have no control over. So let's think about this for a second. There's a lot of people that come from financially modest backgrounds, which doesn't mean that you cannot grow wealth if you come from a modest background or that you cannot generate stable income, but keeping in mind that it may take you a longer period of time to achieve those goals. Also, even as people save, the old saying goes, life happens, where basically unexpected life events come up. The same thing goes for expenses. For example, out of nowhere, maybe your car starts acting up and you have to get significant things done to your vehicle to get it back in order. Or maybe if you have a child and they get sick or you get sick and you incur significant medical expenses as a result. Or if you have a dog and they become sick and suffer from health problems. Dogs can be very expensive, and when they need medical treatment, the medications and whatever other treatments that they need can be really expensive. So these are examples, not excuses, but real life situations that happen every day to people that can cause a delay in achieving whatever financial goals that you may have. If you're finding yourself financially stuck and frustrated, remember you are not alone. There are a lot of people encountering similar situations all across the US. You know yourself. If you're giving your best effort to improve your financial situation, that's all you can do. It can be a process to expanding income. If you believe that there are areas in your life where you can expand your income, whether it's securing a part-time job or contract work, explore those options. What can it hurt? But just keep in mind as you take on additional work that it's a journey in attempting to meet your financial needs and ultimate goals. Make sure you engage in some form of self-care activities, whatever that may look like for you. Maybe that's doing affirmation, meditation, spending time with your loved ones, even if it's like spending time with family, like let's say a few minutes in the morning or evening time. Just taking a moment out of your busy schedule to appreciate time with your loved ones, because if you're not, what is the point? If you're constantly working around the clock and you're not even enjoying the process of the journey, what are you really getting out of it? If all you are focused on is working and earning more money and not engaging in any type of self-care, that's where you run the risk of burning yourself out. And when you're completely burnt out, you can't sustain like that. And so you won't be able to meet your goals if you are running on that type of path. So just be mindful of that. Self-care is essential, and it will help you in the long run when you're trying to reach your financial goals. So just keep that in mind. I know sometimes it's hard when we're dealing with a lot of financial stress and dealing with the day-to-day obstacles that you may be encountering, but just keeping in mind that it is a journey. That's just part of the process. But also trying to find some fulfillment while you're going through that journey is going to really help you. So I hope you found value with this video. I just wanted to reflect on this particular topic because I feel it's relevant and impacts a lot of people, but just keeping in mind that you can still work on your financial goals, but also having that balance in life. So if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, take care.